What was the response before the lynching and after the lynching of Atlanta's Jewish community? And did it shake their belief in their ability to integrate into Southern society?
Yes, it shook their belief, and it shook it hard. And the response, while some Jews would leave the city permanently, or at least for that summer, most stayed. And most conceived of themselves as Southerners and Jews. This was their home. But the way they reacted was by repressing what had occurred and becoming in some way self-denying and self-abnegating. And the rabbi at the temple, he forbade the use of the huppah at weddings. And he didn't want to do anything that called attention to his congregation's Jewishness. They became sort of Presbyterian Jews. They were very quiet in their ritual. The Jewish community had a private meeting a couple of weeks after the lynching. Several hundred Jews gathered and took a vote. Should they hire private detectives? Should they agitate for some sort of outside investigation? And they voted not to. And the fear was that had they pursued justice in any aggressive way, there would have been another murder. There would have been something else. This was on the verge. It was already out of control. And terrorism is a symbolic act always, and a form of theater. And when Leo Frank was lynched so publicly, so viciously, that was not just an execution of Leo Frank. That was a signal to anyone who supported him, whether they be Jew or Gentile, that there was a quiet, ugly, secret force out there ready to take action if people didn't let this go. And by and large, Southern Jews let it go. And even when I began working on my book, the older Atlanta Jews I talked to were loath to speak of this. It was not something they wanted to revisit. And, in the intervening years, long before I worked on my book, because it's such a fascinating story, reporters or writers would show up in Atlanta wanting to take a look at this in the 1920s or the 1940s, and they would be discouraged from doing so. And, when I was working on my book, the people in Marietta whose family members had been part of the lynch party or had helped arrange the lynch party, they were far more open to discussion than Atlanta's Jews were.